Fortnite wasn't just a game, it was a global phenomenon. In 2017, Epic Games launched a free, vibrant, and wildly accessible battle royale that drew millions. Kids and teens everywhere were hooked, dropping onto the island to build, battle, and dance. Fortnite became more than a game, it was a social hub, a place to hang out and express yourself. Its influence was everywhere on playgrounds, in pop culture, and across the internet. But behind the fun, trouble was brewing. In late 2022, Epic Games was hit with a record-breaking penalty by the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, over $500 million. Headlines mentioned dark patterns and children's privacy, leaving players confused. How did a game known for goofy emotes and wild battles end up in so much trouble? Fortnite's success was built on being free to play, drawing in a massive young audience. The game's constant updates and evolving world kept players coming back. But its business model relied on in-game purchases, V-Bucks for cosmetic items like skins and emotes. These didn't affect gameplay, but they were a huge part of self-expression. The freemium model was incredibly profitable, but it also set the stage for controversy. The very system that made Epic rich would soon be at the center of a government investigation. The fun was free, but the style came at a cost. As Fortnite's player base exploded, so did concerns about how the game handled money and its youngest fans. The seeds of future problems were already planted. What started as a digital playground was about to face real-world consequences. The world was hooked, but not everyone was happy. Fortnite's rise was meteoric, but its challenges were just beginning. The next chapter would reveal the hidden costs of its success. For Epic Games, the game was about to change. The island's shadow was growing. The first warning signs came from parents. Unexpected charges appeared on credit cards. Kids were buying items in Fortnite without realizing it. The process was too easy. A few clicks, and a new skin was theirs. For children, the line between real money and V-Bucks was blurry. Complaints piled up, with parents feeling their kids were being tricked. Privacy concerns followed. Fortnite's default settings enabled open voice and text chat, exposing kids to strangers. Stories of bullying and inappropriate conversations emerged. Parents worried about safety and a lack of safeguards. The game's menus were confusing, leading to accidental purchases. The button to preview an item was right next to the buy button, an easy mistake for any kid. Refunds were nearly impossible, and disputing charges could get accounts locked. It felt like a trap. The issues weren't isolated, they revealed a pattern. Fortnite's design seemed to push kids towards spending and risky interactions. The vibrant world was starting to look less innocent. Pressure mounted, and it was clear someone had to step in. The storm was coming. The Federal Trade Commission stepped in, launching a major investigation. They examined how Fortnite handled player data, in-game purchases, and protections for young users. The FTC's first complaint, Epic violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA, by collecting data from kids under 13 without parental consent. Default settings enabled open chat and data collection, putting children at risk. The second complaint, Fortnite's store used dark patterns, tricky designs that led to accidental purchases and made refunds difficult. The FTC argued these weren't mistakes but intentional choices to maximize profits. Epic's system, they said, was designed for confusion. The case was clear. Epic failed to protect children's privacy and used deceptive tactics to encourage spending. Selling skins wasn't illegal, but the way Epic did it crossed a legal line. The fun was over. Epic had to face the consequences. The gaming world was watching. The stakes had never been higher. The penalty was staggering: $520 million. The first part, a $275 million fine for violating children's privacy laws, the largest ever for COPPA violations. This was a message: protecting kids online is non-negotiable. The second part, $245 million set aside for refunds to players affected by Fortnite's dark patterns. Parents and players who lost money could file claims to get it back. The settlement was more than a financial hit, it was a wake-up call for the entire industry. Game developers could no longer ignore privacy laws or hide behind confusing menus. The Fortnite case drew a line in the sand. Children and families deserve protection. The $500 million bill was a lesson Epic and every other game company couldn't ignore. The industry was put on notice. The cost of ignoring the rules was now clear. Epic's lesson was one for everyone. Epic Games had to act fast. They introduced cabined accounts for players under 13, disabling chat, and purchases until parents gave consent. Payment and refund systems were overhauled. Purchases now required explicit confirmation, and refunds were easier. No more account locks for legitimate chargebacks. These changes aim to eliminate dark patterns and protect young players. The Fortnite saga became a lesson for the industry. Growth can't come at the expense of ethics or the law. For parents and players, it was a wake-up call about digital safety and spending. Fortnite remains a global sensation, but its journey through controversy reshaped it. The island is safer now, for everyone who drops in. The game and the rules have changed.